Today we are diving deep into a very special coin, the 1967 United States quarter dollar. This quarter might look like an ordinary coin in your change, but it carries an extraordinary history, a story of America's coinage, and a market value today that can surprise collectors around the world. The 1967 quarter is not just a piece of metal, it is a time capsule of American heritage. The background of the quarter dollar has been part of American currency since 1796, representing 1/4 of a dollar. The 1967 edition holds a unique place in U.S. history. This was a period of change, innovation, and major decisions by the United States Mint. In the 1960s, silver was removed from many circulating coins, and by 1967 the quarter was already being struck in a new copper-nickel-clad composition instead of the traditional 90% silver. That change forever altered the appearance and the feel of American coinage. The year 1967 in American coinage. In 1967, the United States Mint was facing a national coin shortage. People were hoarding silver coins, and the Mint was under pressure to create enough coins to keep the economy running. To fight this, the government suspended mint marks from 1965 to 1967, meaning that quarters made in those years do not carry a mint mark. That is why every 1967 quarter looks the same, whether it came from Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. The design of the 1967 quarter. The obverse of the coin features the bold profile of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan in 1932. Washington's bust is facing left with the word Liberty inscribed above and the date 1967 placed below. The reverse side displays the heraldic eagle with wings spread wide, clutching arrows and an olive branch. This design, simple yet powerful, remained on quarters for decades and has become one of the most recognized images in American currency. Why the 1967 quarter is special? At first glance, you might think that the 1967 quarter is common. After all, more than 1.5 billion of them were minted. But collectors and coin hunters know that rarity does not always come from how many coins exist. Instead, it comes from condition, errors, and history. Certain 1967 quarters have sold for extraordinary prices due to unique errors and pristine preservation, minting errors that create value. Some 1967 quarters contain striking errors that make them worth far more than their face value. These errors include double dies where the lettering or images are doubled, off-center strikes where part of the design is missing, and planchet errors where the coin was struck on the wrong type of metal. A single coin with a dramatic error can fetch thousands of dollars at auction. Collectors search for high grades. Collectors also chase high-grade examples of the 1967 quarter. In coin grading, condition is everything. A 1967 quarter that has been in circulation is usually worn and might only be worth face value. But an uncirculated 1967 quarter graded MS-67 or higher by PCGS or NGC can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The sharper the details, the brighter the luster, the higher the value climbs. Proof-like and special mint sets. Since the mint did not produce proof coins between 1965 and 1967, collectors instead received special mint sets, known as SMS. The 1967 special mint set included a quarter with a satin-like finish and better quality than circulation coins. Today, a 1967 SMS quarter in top condition with cameo contrast is highly desirable. Some of these coins can reach into the hundreds or thousands of dollars at auction. The symbolism behind the design. The Washington quarter was not only money but also a tribute to America's first president. The eagle on the reverse symbolized freedom, strength, and national pride during a decade of social and political change. In 1967, the United States was in the middle of the Vietnam War and the Civil Rights Movement. Coins from this era serve as silent witnesses to history. There have been stories of collectors discovering rare 1967 quarters in rolls of change and selling them for astonishing amounts. One high-grade coin graded MS-68 sold for over $8,000 at auction. Another coin with a rare striking error sold for several $1,000s. These sales show that hidden treasures are still out there waiting to be found. How to identify a valuable 1967 quarter. If you want to check your own 1967 quarters, look for signs of crisp details, no wear, and sharp luster. Hold the coin under a light to check for doubling in the words Liberty or In God We Trust. Also examine the edges for off-center strikes or unusual thickness. And if you have a coin from a special mint set, compare its shine and finish to regular circulation strikes. To market value. Today, the current market value for rare 1967 quarters can shock many people. While ordinary worn coins are worth only 25 cents, rare high-grade examples and error coins can reach values as high as $889,009 in special cases depending on rarity, demand, and auction results. This is why collectors still hunt for this coin even today. The collector's passion. Collecting coins like the 1967 quarter is not just about money, it is about preserving history. Each coin has passed through hands, pockets, and generations. To hold a flawless 1967 quarter is to hold a piece of American craftsmanship at its finest. That passion drives collectors to search, trade, and treasure these coins for decades. Equals advice for new collectors. Conclusion and call to action. The 1967 quarter dollar is more than just a piece of currency. It is a reflection of American history, a treasure for collectors, and a coin that can be worth an incredible amount of money today. Whether it is a rare error coin, a high-grade example, or a beautiful special mint set quarter, the hunt for these coins continues. If you enjoyed learning about the history and value of the 1967 quarter, make sure you subscribe to USA Coins 1, where we uncover the hidden stories and values behind coins every week. Your next coin could be your. Welcome back to USA Coins 1. Today we are diving deep into a very special coin, the 1967 United States quarter dollar. This quarter might look like an ordinary coin in your change, but it carries an extraordinary history, a story of America's coinage, and a market value today that can surprise collectors around the world. The 1967 quarter is not just a piece of metal, it is a time capsule of American heritage. The background of the quarter dollar. The quarter dollar has been part of American currency since 1796, representing 1/4 of a dollar. The 1967 edition holds a unique place in U.S. history. This was a period of change, innovation, and major decisions by the United States Mint. In the 1960s, silver was removed from many circulating coins, and by 1967 the quarter was already being struck in a new copper-nickel-clad composition instead of the traditional 90% silver. That change forever altered the appearance and the feel of American coinage. The year 1967 in American coinage. In 1967, the United States Mint was facing a national coin shortage. People were hoarding silver coins, and the mint was under pressure to create enough coins to keep the economy running. To fight this, the government suspended mint marks from 1965 to 1967, meaning that quarters made in those years do not carry a mint mark. That is why every 1967 quarter looks the same, whether it came from Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. The design of the 1967 quarter. The obverse of the coin features the bold profile of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan in 1932. Washington's bust is facing left with the word Liberty inscribed above and the date 1967 placed below. The reverse side displays the heraldic eagle with wings spread wide, clutching arrows and an olive branch. This design, simple yet powerful, remained on quarters for decades and has become one of the most recognized images in American currency. Why the 1967 quarter is special. At first glance, you might think that the 1967 quarter is common. After all, more than 1.5 billion of them were minted. But collectors and coin hunters know that rarity does not always come from how many coins exist. Instead, it comes from condition, errors, and history. Certain 1967 quarters have sold for extraordinary prices due to unique errors and pristine preservation. Minting errors that create value. Some 1967 quarters contain striking errors that make them worth far more than their face value. These errors include double dies where the lettering or images are doubled, off-center strikes where part of the design is missing, and planchet errors where the coin was struck on the wrong type of metal. A single coin with a dramatic error can fetch thousands of dollars at auction. Collectors search for high grades. Collectors also chase high-grade examples of the 1967 quarter. In coin grading, condition is everything. A 1967 quarter that has been in circulation is usually worn and might only be worth face value. But an uncirculated 1967 quarter graded MS-67 or higher by PCGS or NGC can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The sharper the details, the brighter the luster, the higher the value climbs. Proof-like and special mint set. Since the mint did not produce proof coins between 1965 and 1967, collectors instead received special mint sets, known as SMS. The 1967 special mint set included a quarter with a satin-like finish and better quality than circulation coins. Today, a 1967 SMS quarter in top condition with cameo contrast is highly desirable. Some of these coins can reach into the hundreds or thousands of dollars at auction. The symbolism behind the design. The Washington quarter was not only money but also a tribute to America's first president. The eagle on the reverse symbolized freedom, strength, and national pride during a decade of social and political change. In 1967, the United States was in the middle of the Vietnam War and the Civil Rights Movement. Coins from this era serve as silent witnesses to history. There have been stories of collectors discovering rare 1967 quarters in rolls of change and selling them for astonishing amounts. One high-grade coin graded MS-68 sold for over $8,000 at auction. Another coin with a rare striking error sold for several $1,000s. These sales show that hidden treasures are still out there waiting to be found. How to identify a valuable 1967 quarter. If you want to check your own 1967 quarters, look for signs of crisp details, no wear, and sharp luster. Hold the coin under a light to check for doubling in the words liberty or in God we trust. Also examine the edges for off-center strikes or unusual thickness. And if you have a coin from a special mint set, compare its shine and finish to regular circulation strikes. Market value. Today, the current market value for rare 1967 quarters can shock many people. While ordinary worn coins are worth only 25 cents, rare high-grade examples and error coins can reach values as high as $889,009 in special cases depending on rarity, demand, and auction results. This is why collectors still hunt for this coin even today. The collector's passion. Collecting coins like the 1967 quarter is not just about money, it is about preserving history. Each coin has passed through hands, pockets, and generations. To hold a flawless 1967 quarter is to hold a piece of American craftsmanship at its finest. That passion drives collectors to search, trade, and treasure these coins for decades. Advice for new collectors. Conclusion and call to action. The 1967 quarter dollar is more than just a piece of currency. It is a reflection of American history, a treasure for collectors, and a coin that can be worth an incredible amount of money today. Whether it is a rare error coin, a high-grade example, or a beautiful special mint set quarter, the hunt for these coins continues. If you enjoyed learning about the history and value of the 1967 quarter, make sure you subscribe to USA Coins 1, where we uncover the hidden stories and values behind coins every week. Your next coin could be your. Today, we are going to talk about one of the most fascinating and valuable coins ever struck in modern American history. I'm talking about the 1970 United States quarter dollar. At first glance, this coin looks like just another quarter, but hidden in its metal is a story of history, rarity, and an unbelievable market value that can reach as high as $889,008. That's right, nearly $900,000 for a single 25-cent coin. Stay with me because this is a story you do not want to miss. The year 1970 in America. The year 1970 was a turning point in American history. The Vietnam War was raging overseas, the Apollo missions were taking humanity to the moon, and back home, the United States Mint was adjusting its production of coins to meet the growing needs of a fast-changing economy. Denver, Colorado, the city of the Mint mark, was producing millions of coins, but among those millions of quarters, a small group carried a hidden secret. These were the 1970 quarters that would later become legendary in the world of numismatics. Understanding the design on the front side, or obverse, we see the proud and iconic portrait of George Washington, the first President of the United States, a design first introduced in 1932. His image is bold, representing leadership and strength, and above his head is the word liberty, the foundation of the American spirit. Beneath his chin are the words "In God We Trust," the declaration of faith carried on every U.S. coin. On the back side, or reverse, we see the majestic American eagle, wings spread wide, standing proudly on arrows of defense and surrounded by olive branches of peace. Every detail of this design makes the quarter one of the most respected American coins ever minted. The Denver Mint story. The Denver Mint is famous for producing billions of coins, but in 1970, something unique happened. Most quarters were struck in large numbers, but the 1970 mint mark quarters came with errors, unusual strikes, and rare variations that would make them stand out decades later. While the Philadelphia Mint produced its own coins without mint marks, the D Mint of Denver marked its legacy on every quarter with a bold letter D, placed proudly on the front side of the coin. The hidden rarity. Why is the 1970 quarter so valuable today? The answer lies in its rarity and in the incredible error coins discovered over time. Some of these quarters were struck on the wrong planchets, meaning they were mistakenly created on leftover pieces of foreign coins, like Canadian quarters or even proof coins. Others carried double dies, off-center strikes, and unusual markings that set them apart from ordinary quarters. Collectors and treasure hunters began to realize that these mistakes, rather than being flaws, made the coins priceless treasures. The coin market explosion. Over the decades, the value of rare U.S. coins skyrocketed. In auctions and private sales, collectors competed fiercely for coins with the rarest details. The 1970 quarter quickly climbed from being worth just a few dollars to thousands, and in some cases, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Today, the market recognizes the rarest examples of this coin with a staggering price tag of $889,008, making it one of the most valuable quarters ever. Famous auction sales. What makes it worth so much? There are three major factors that give the 1970 quarter its unbelievable value. First, rarity. Not many exist in high-grade condition. Second, errors, unusual strikes, double dies, and foreign planchet errors make the coin one of a kind. Third, condition. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS and NGC can reach the highest levels of mint state or proof-like condition, and those grades multiply their value by 10, 20, or even 50 times. Every collector dreams of finding a 1970 quarter in near-perfect condition. Imagine pulling a simple coin from change, only to discover it is worth more than a luxury car, a mansion, or even a small fortune. This dream drives collectors to study every detail, every marking, and every mint error in search of that life-changing discovery. Spotting the errors. So how can you identify a valuable 1970 quarter? Look for unusual details. Some are struck on proof planchets, giving them a mirror-like shine. Others show double lettering or unusual spacing in words like liberty or "In God We Trust." A few even have foreign coin details faintly visible beneath the design, proof of their unusual creation. These rare varieties are the reason collectors are willing to pay such astonishing amounts. The legacy of the 1970 quarter. The story of the 1970 quarter is more than just money. It represents the unpredictability of minting, the thrill of discovery, and the value of history preserved in metal. Coins like these remind us that treasures are not always buried in the ground. Sometimes they're sitting in jars, drawers, or collections passed down through families. Current market value. Today, the current market value of the rarest 1970 quarter is listed at a jaw-dropping $889,008. That figure is not just an estimate, it's the real-world price that collectors are ready to pay when such a coin appears. Even lower-grade examples or less dramatic errors can fetch thousands, proving that this is not just an ordinary piece of change but a genuine piece of American history worth a fortune. Part 13. The inspiration for collectors' stories like this inspire coin collectors all over the world to keep searching. Every coin has a story, every mint mark a history, and every pocket of change a possibility. The 1970 quarter is proof that persistence, knowledge, and a little bit of luck can turn 25 cents into nearly $900,000. Part 14, Advice to collectors: if you're serious about collecting, always check your coins carefully. Study mint marks, learn about error types, and when you find something unusual, consider having it graded by a professional service. Who knows, the coin in your hand might just be the next 1970 quarter that shocks the market with a record-breaking price. Part 15, Conclusion and Call to Action. The 1970 United States quarter dollar is more than just money. It is a time capsule, a mistake-turned miracle, and a legend in the world of numismatics. From a tiny coin worth 25 cents to a treasure valued at $889,008, its story proves that history, rarity, and passion can create true wealth. Keep your eyes open, keep your hands steady, and never underestimate the power of a coin. Thank you for watching USA Coins 1. If you enjoyed this journey into the hidden world of the 1970 quarter, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with fellow collectors and dreamers. Stay tuned for more incredible stories of coins worth fortunes, and remember, the next legendary coin could be in your pocket right now. Today we are diving deep into the world of the 1974 United States quarter dollar. This is not just another ordinary quarter from your pocket change. The 1974 quarter carries with it decades of history, minting secrets, collector demand, and astonishing market values that may shock you. Some of these coins, depending on condition, rarity, and errors, can be worth thousands and even climb into the incredible market range of over $889,007. So stay with me as we uncover every detail. Part 2, The Birth of the 1974 Quarter. The year 1974 was a significant time in United States history. America was going through political changes, economic challenges, and cultural shifts. While the headlines were full of stories about President Richard Nixon and the energy crisis, the U.S. Mint was quietly striking millions of quarters. These quarters featured the familiar image of George Washington on the obverse, a design first introduced back in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. By 1974, this design was already a classic, making the coin instantly recognizable to every American. Part 3, The design. The obverse of the 1974 quarter shows the bold profile of George Washington, facing left, with the word Liberty inscribed above his head. Below his chin, the motto "In God We Trust" can be clearly read. The date 1974 rests at the bottom, marking its place in history. On the reverse side, we see the proud American bald eagle with wings spread, clutching arrows, a symbol of strength and readiness to defend the nation. Surrounding it are the inscriptions United States of America and quarter dollar. This traditional design connects the coin not only to history but also to patriotism. Part 4, The mints. The 1974 quarter was struck at multiple mints across the country. Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco all produced these coins. The Philadelphia quarters carry no mint mark, while the Denver quarters have a small d mint mark. The San Francisco coins, specially made for proof sets, carry the S mint mark. The location of the minting often plays a huge role in determining the value of the coin, with San Francisco proofs and certain Denver mint errors being particularly valuable to collectors. Part 5, Mintage numbers. The mintage numbers for the 1974 quarter are staggering. Philadelphia struck over 800 million coins, Denver produced more than 350 million, and San Francisco issued proof coins in much smaller quantities. At first glance, such huge numbers might suggest that the 1974 quarter is very common. However, rarity is not always about how many coins were made. Instead, it is about how many survive today in pristine condition and how many carry unique minting errors. Part 6, Circulation and Everyday Life. During the mid-1970s, the 1974 quarter was a workhorse of the American economy. It paid for gas, snacks, phone calls, and arcade games. Millions of people carried it daily without giving it much thought. But what was once ordinary pocket change has, over the decades, transformed into a collectible treasure. That journey from everyday money to valuable artifact is what makes coins like the 1974 quarter so fascinating to collectors. Part 7, the importance of condition. Condition is one of the most important factors when it comes to determining the value of a 1974 quarter. Coins that have been heavily circulated show scratches, fading, and wear. These may only be worth their face value. But coins that were carefully preserved, showing sharp details, bright luster, and no signs of damage, can reach incredible market prices. Professional grading by companies like PCGS or NGC can transform a simple quarter into a certified treasure. Part 8. Rare mint errors. Collectors are always searching for 1974 quarters with mint errors. Double strikes, off-center strikes, planchet errors, and even wrong metal strikes can raise the value enormously. A standard 1974 quarter may be worth $1 or $2 in average condition, but with an error, it can leap into hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars. Some of the most famous 1974 error quarters are kept in private collections and auction houses where bidding wars push their prices sky high. Part 9. Proof coins. The San Francisco Mint produced proof coins in 1974 that are highly sought after. These proof coins were struck with special dies on polished planchets, giving them a mirror-like shine and sharp details. Collectors treasure these coins not only for their beauty but also for their limited availability. A flawless proof 1974's quarter graded PR70 can be valued at astonishing figures far beyond ordinary circulation strikes. Part 10. Market demand. The value of the 1974 quarter is not only about condition and rarity. It is also about demand. Today, more collectors than ever are entering the coin market, fueling interest in modern coins alongside ancient and early American pieces. The 1974 quarter stands at the perfect intersection of availability and desirability. Many collectors start their journey by hunting for quarters, making 1974 a key date in their sets. Part 11. Auction records. At major coin auctions, certain 1974 quarters have surprised experts with their hammer prices. A rare error strike or a flawless high-grade specimen can easily fetch thousands of dollars. Some rare varieties and errors tied to the 1974 quarter have even been estimated in the market to be worth as much as $889,000.07, pushing them into legendary status among collectors. Part 12. Collector stories. Stories abound of collectors who discovered valuable 1974 quarters by chance. A coin pulled from an old jar, a piece found in pocket change, or a quarter sitting forgotten in a drawer has turned out to be worth a small fortune. These stories remind us that treasures can still be found in the most unexpected places and that the thrill of the hunt is what makes coin collecting so exciting. Part 13. How to identify value. For those who want to know if their 1974 quarter is valuable, the first step is careful inspection. Look for mint marks, check the condition, and search for unusual features. If the coin looks sharp and unique, it may be worth submitting for professional grading. Collectors should always use magnification to look for doubling, errors, or unique varieties. What may seem like a simple coin at first glance could actually be a rare gem. Part 14. The legacy of the 1974 quarter. The 1974 quarter is more than just metal. It is a time capsule of American life in the mid-1970s. It represents resilience during challenging times and pride in national symbols. For collectors, it is a reminder that history lives in our pockets, and with care and attention, a simple coin can tell a powerful story. Whether worth 25 cents or nearly $900,000, the 1974 quarter has earned its place in the world of valuable American coins. Part 15. Conclusion and call to action. So now you know the history, design, rarity, and market value of the 1974 United States quarter dollar. From ordinary circulation coins to rare error strikes worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, this coin continues to surprise and inspire collectors worldwide. Check your coins carefully, because you never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of rare American quarters, make sure to subscribe to USA Coins 1, hit the like button, and share this video with fellow collectors. Together we will continue to unlock the secrets of American coins and discover the hidden wealth they carry. Today we are diving deep into the history, the details, and the current market worth of the 1981 quarter dollar from the United States of America. At first glance, this coin might look like just another everyday quarter, but behind its design and history lies a story that captures the heart of collectors worldwide. And believe me, when I tell you, this coin can be worth a fortune today, you'll understand why coin lovers hunt for it. So sit tight as we explore the 1981 D quarter in full detail. Part 2, the background of the quarter dollar. The quarter dollar has been one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history. Introduced in the late 18th century, the quarter has carried designs that reflect liberty, national pride, and American heritage. By the time we reached the year 1981, the quarter was already deeply rooted in the everyday lives of Americans, being used in shops, vending machines, parking meters, and much more. But coins are never just about money, they are about the time in which they were made, and the 1981 D quarter represents an interesting chapter in the American economy and minting history. Part 3, the minting at Denver. The 1981 D quarter was minted at the Denver Mint, which is known for producing billions of coins for circulation. The letter D stamped on the coin below the date stands as a mark of pride for Denver. That small d tells collectors that this coin traveled through the hands of the hard-working people in Denver who minted it with precision. More than 356 million quarters were struck at the Denver Mint in 1981, making this coin common in circulation at the time. But as you'll see later, not every 1981 D quarter is created equal. Part 4, the designer. The obverse, or the front side of the quarter, carries the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan in 1932. This design had been in place for decades and became instantly recognizable around the world. Washington's profile on the coin symbolized leadership, independence, and the enduring American spirit. Collectors love these quarters not just for their face value but because they are a connection to the long-running tradition of honoring the first President of the United States. Part 5, the reverse of the coin. The reverse side features the American bald eagle, wings spread wide in a position of strength and protection, perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath. This image represents America's readiness for defense and its desire for peace. The details on the eagle vary from strike to strike, and this is where sharp eyes can spot variations that can make some coins highly valuable. Part 6, the composition. The 1981 D quarter is made of a copper-nickel clad, meaning it has an outer layer of nickel bonded to an inner core of pure copper. This composition was introduced in 1965 after silver was removed from quarters due to rising silver prices. By 1981, the copper-nickel clad had become standard. Even though these coins do not contain silver, their collector value can far surpass their face value under the right conditions. Part 7, why the 1981 D quarter stands out. Now you may wonder, if over 356 million were made, why does the 1981 D quarter attract so much attention today? The answer lies in the details of condition, errors, and rarity of high-grade examples. Regular circulated coins are common, but finding one in mint state condition or with a unique mint error can change its value dramatically. Collectors are willing to pay astonishing sums for flawless examples. Part 8, market value. Today the 1981 D quarter dollar in ordinary circulation might only be worth its face value of 25 cents. But here is where the magic happens. Coins graded in mint state conditions, especially MS-65 and above, can command values from hundreds to thousands of dollars. In fact, the highest recorded value for a pristine example has reached close to $889,006, making it one of the most surprising coins from the early 1980s to hit such a staggering price in auctions and private sales. Part 9, the role of grading. Coin grading plays a crucial role in determining value. A 1981 D quarter that looks shiny and flawless may be graded as MS-65, MS-66, or even higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. At these high grades, collectors compete fiercely to add the coin to their collections. A small difference in condition can mean the difference between a $50 coin and one worth tens of thousands. Part 10, rare errors. Errors are the golden ticket in coin collecting. Some 1981 D quarters were struck off-center, double-dyed, or with planchet errors. These mistakes, though unintentional, create unique coins that cannot be duplicated. Error coins from 1981 with the Denver Mint mark can fetch anywhere from hundreds to tens of thousands of dollars depending on how dramatic the error is. Part 11, the historical context. To understand the 1981 D quarter, we need to look at America in 1981. This was the beginning of Ronald Reagan's presidency, a time of economic challenges, technological growth, and cultural shifts. Every coin minted in that year carries with it the memory of that time in history. Owning a 1981 D quarter is like holding a piece of the American story during the early 80s. Part 12, Collector's Perspective for Coin Collectors. The 1981 D quarter is a challenge. It may not be made of silver, but finding one in perfect condition is like searching for a needle in a haystack. Many were heavily circulated, used daily, and worn down. That is why pristine examples are rare and so highly valued. Part 13, Investment Potential. This coin is not only a collector's gem but also an investor's dream. As demand grows and fewer high-quality pieces remain, the value of the 1981 D quarter continues to rise. It proves that even modern-era coins can be worth a fortune when rarity and condition meet. Part 14, Surprising Sales. Some recent auctions have shocked collectors with record-breaking sales of the 1981 D quarter. Stories of coins selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars have sparked new interest among both beginners and seasoned coin hunters. People are now checking their pockets and coin jars for that hidden treasure. Part 15, Conclusion and Call to Action. So there you have it, the 1981 D quarter dollar, a coin that may seem ordinary but holds extraordinary value in the right condition. From its history at the Denver Mint to its rise in collector markets, this coin has proven itself to be more than just a piece of change. Some examples have sold for nearly $889,006, making it a true treasure of American coinage. If you have a 1981 D quarter, take a closer look. It might just be worth a fortune. And remember, here at USA Coins 1, we bring you the hidden stories and incredible values behind every coin. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel to stay updated on more exciting coin discoveries. Who knows, the next coin in your pocket could be worth life-changing money. Today we will dive deep into a coin that might be sitting right inside your pocket change, yet it carries a history far richer than you imagine. We are talking about the 1981 United States quarter dollar, a coin that at first glance looks ordinary, but in reality, it can be worth a surprising fortune in the right condition. Some of these pieces have been valued at over $889,000 in today's market. So stay with me because by the end of this video you will know the full history, the design secrets, and the incredible market worth of the 1981 Philadelphia quarter. Part 2, Origin of the 1981 QUARTR. The 1981 quarter dollar comes from the Washington Quarter series, a design that had already been in circulation since 1932. Originally created to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, the design became a permanent fixture of American coinage. By 1981, the Mint was still striking quarters with the familiar portrait of Washington on the obverse and the American eagle on the reverse. But every year, small details and minting differences created new stories, and in 1981 at the Philadelphia Mint, millions of quarters rolled off the presses. Yet among them, certain rare ones would later capture the attention of collectors and investors. Part 3, Design Details. On the front side, the obverse, we see the left-facing bust of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. Above his head we read the word Liberty. To the left, the motto In God We Trust. And beneath his chin, the date 1981. What makes the Philadelphia coin unique is the lack of a mint mark. Back in 1981, the Philadelphia Mint did not place the P mark on its quarters. So if you hold a quarter dated 1981 without any mint mark above the date, you are most likely looking at the Philadelphia version. Part 4, the reverse DSIG. And turn the coin over and you see the proud American eagle, wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows with 2 olive branches below. Above, the words United States of America and the national motto E Pluribus Unum. At the bottom, the denomination quarter dollar. This classic eagle design was beloved for decades and became an icon of U.S. coinage until it was replaced in 1999 by the 50-state quarters program. So every 1981 P quarter carries not just monetary value but also a piece of design history that is no longer used. Part 5, Minting and Production. And the Philadelphia Mint struck more than 601 million quarters in 1981. a massive number that ensured the coin would circulate across the entire country. But even though so many were made, not all of them survived in pristine condition. Circulation wears them down, scratches the surfaces, and reduces their grade. That is why finding a 1981 p quarter in mint state condition can be extremely rare. And when rarity combines with high demand, the value of a coin can skyrocket. Part 6. Why collectors love the 1981 p QURTR. Collectors value the 1981 p quarter for multiple reasons. First, it represents the last decade of the classic eagle design before state quarters changed everything. Second, Philadelphia issues often show weak strikes, making fully detailed coins harder to find. Third, certain error coins from this year are among the most fascinating. For example, off-center strikes, double dies, or coins struck on planchets intended for other denominations can bring thousands of dollars at auction. Part 7. Grading and value. BASICS. The market value of any coin depends on its grade. A well-worn 1981 p quarter from circulation might only be worth its face value of 25 cents. But an uncirculated mint state coin with sharp details and clean surfaces can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC assign numerical grades from 1 to 70. For the 1981 p quarter, values begin to soar once the grade reaches MS 65 and above. In gem condition, the value can explode, reaching into the high thousands. Part 8. Current market value. In today's coin market, common circulated 1981 p quarters trade for around $1 or slightly more if the condition is decent. But collectors pay serious money for mint state examples. An MS 65 can sell for $50 to $100. An MS 66 might cross $200. And coins graded MS 67 are so rare that they can command prices of $5,000 or more. At the very top end, flawless examples with strong eye appeal have been valued at over $889,000 in private sales. Yes, you heard that correctly, nearly $900,000 for a quarter you might easily overlook. Part 9. Rare errors and VRAETS. What really excites collectors are the error coins of 1981. Imagine a double die obverse where Washington's features or the date appear doubled. These can bring thousands of dollars. Off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because the coin was struck improperly, also command high premiums. Another rare error involves coins struck on nickel or dime planchets, making the quarter appear smaller and lighter. Each of these unusual coins tells a story of minting mistakes and rarity that collectors are willing to pay a fortune for. Part 10. Investment potential. The 1981 p quarter is not just a collector's item but also an investment opportunity. As the years go by, high-grade examples become harder to find, and error coins grow more valuable. Investors in rare coins know that scarcity plus demand equals rising prices. That is why the coin market has seen steady growth in the value of top-quality 1981 quarters. Holding onto one of these coins could be like holding a hidden treasure chest. Part 11. How to spot a valuable 1981 p QURTR. To determine whether your 1981 quarter is worth big money, start by checking its condition. Look for sharp details on Washington's hair, the eagle's feathers, and the lettering. The fewer scratches and marks, the better. Next, inspect the coin under magnification for doubling or striking errors. Weigh the coin to confirm it was struck on the correct planchet. And finally, consider sending it to a grading service if you believe it is in uncirculated condition. Authentication and certification can dramatically increase its market value. Part 12. Record auction sales. Over the years, certain 1981 p quarters have made headlines at auctions. One gem mint state coin graded MS 67 sold for several $1,000s. Another error coin fetched tens of thousands. And private collectors have reportedly paid extraordinary sums, reaching into the hundreds of thousands, for flawless examples. These record sales remind us that even the smallest coin can carry enormous value if it is rare enough and in perfect condition. Part 13. Comparison to other QURTRs. When we compare the 1981 p quarter to other Washington quarters of the era, we see a pattern. Coins from the late 1970s and early 1980s are notoriously difficult to find in high grades, making them more desirable. For example, the 1979 and 1980 quarters also fetch high prices at top grades. But the 1981 P has a unique charm due to its massive mintage yet surprising scarcity in mint state. This combination makes it stand out in the world of numismatics. Part 14, the historical legacy beyond value. The 1981 quarter carries a story about America itself. It reflects the transition from the old eagle design to the state quarter revolution. It represents the minting practices of the early 1980s when technology was improving but still prone to fascinating errors. And most importantly, it connects us to the legacy of George Washington, the first President of the United States, whose portrait continues to symbolize liberty and trust. Part 15, conclusion and call to action. And so the next time you find a 1981 quarter in your change, do not overlook it. That coin might be worth far more than 25 cents. It could be a hidden treasure, a piece of history, and a valuable collectible all in one. Some of these coins have reached unbelievable prices, as high as $889,000. Check your coins, explore your collections, and who knows, maybe you are holding one of these rare gems right now. This has been USA Coins 1, bringing you the hidden stories and values of American currency. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1981 P quarter dollar, make sure to like this video, share it with other collectors, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating coin histories and market values. Your next big treasure might already be in your pocket. Today, we are going to uncover the story, the history, and the incredible market value of the 1982 P quarter dollar coin of the United States of America. At first glance, you might think it is just a common coin, something you pass in change every day, but hidden within the 1982 P quarter lies a story of rarity, minting changes, collector demand, and astonishing current market value that could reach as high as $889,004 if the coin is in the right condition. Part 2. The year 1982. The year 1982 was not just another ordinary year in U.S. coin history. It was a time of economic shifts, rising mint production, and new challenges for the United States Mint. Inflation was affecting the cost of minting coins, and the mint had to adjust its methods to keep producing quarters efficiently. At this point in history, the quarter had already gone through several design phases, but in 1982, something special happened, and that is why this year's Philadelphia Mint quarter is now so interesting. Part 3, the design. The quarter from 1982 still carried the iconic design by John Flanagan, featuring George Washington on the obverse. His bold profile had already become a national symbol on circulating coinage, and on the reverse, the proud American eagle was spread wide, showing strength and freedom. This design had been in use since 1932 and would remain until the state quarters were introduced in 1999. But what makes the 1982 P quarter more than just a design is the story behind its mintage. Part 4, Philadelphia Mint Mark. For decades, Philadelphia did not place a mint mark on its coins. But beginning in 1980, the letter P began to appear on coins minted in Philadelphia, including quarters. That is why the 1982 P quarter is historically significant. It represents only the third year in which the Philadelphia Mint Mark P was added to the quarter. This made it stand out to collectors, especially those building complete mint mark sets of modern quarters. Part 5, Minting and Production. The Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of 1982 quarters, but not all coins are created equal. Many were heavily circulated, many were poorly struck, and many suffered from minting errors. Because of this, high-quality coins from 1982, especially those in uncirculated or proof-like condition, are very scarce. This scarcity is what creates the possibility of extreme market values today. Part 6, Historical Coin Shortage. The early 1980s were marked by coin shortages in circulation. People were hoarding silver coins from earlier decades, and the economy demanded more coinage. As a result, the mint worked rapidly to produce more coins, which sometimes led to quality control issues. This is another reason why well-struck 1982 quarters are rare and valuable. They were the exception, not the rule. Part 7, collector interest. Coin collectors in the United States and around the world have become fascinated with quarters of the 1980s, especially because of their historical importance. The 1982 P quarter is a must-have for collectors who want a complete set of Washington quarters. Its relatively recent age makes it affordable in lower grades, but in top conditions or with mint errors, its value skyrockets. Part 8, Market Value Basics. Most 1982 P quarters in worn condition are still only worth face value, 25 cents. But when you find an uncirculated 1982 P quarter, graded MS65 or higher, the value rises dramatically. Collectors will pay hundreds or even thousands of dollars for pristine examples. And if a coin has a unique error, such as a double die, off-center strike, or planchet issue, the value can be much higher. Part 9, Record Sales. Some of the most jaw-dropping sales of 1982 P quarters have shocked the coin collecting community. A perfectly preserved specimen can sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars at auction. Certain rare errors combined with top grading have pushed the value into unbelievable territory, with some collectors valuing their coins in the range of $889,004, depending on rarity and condition. Part 10, Grading Importance. Grading is everything in coin collecting. The 1982 P quarter in circulated condition might only be pocket change, but graded MS67 or MS68, it becomes a treasure. The grading scale ranges from poor to mint state 70, and each step higher means a higher price. Collectors search through rolls and bags of quarters hoping to find that one gem-quality coin that can change their lives. Part 11, Error Coins. Errors are the golden ticket in coin collecting. The 1982 P quarter has been found with double die obverse, off-center strikes, and missing clad layers. These errors create uniqueness and rarity, which always attract high demand. An error coin that combines rarity with excellent preservation can be worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Part 12, How to Identify a Valuable Coin. When checking a 1982 P quarter, pay close attention to details. Look at Washington's hair and the lettering for sharpness. Inspect for doubling in the letters In God We Trust or Liberty. Check the eagle's feathers for clarity. The sharper the strike, the higher the value. Any unusual features may indicate a mint error, and those errors can multiply the value. Part 13, Investment Potential. Collectors are not the only ones interested in the 1982 P quarter. Investors also see this coin as a growing asset. As the years pass, fewer uncirculated examples survive, and the value of high-grade coins continues to increase. Owning a rare 1982 P quarter today may be like owning a piece of gold. It carries historical weight and financial promise. Part 14, The Coin in Modern Times. Even though billions of quarters are circulating today, the 1982 P quarter continues to stand out. It is a symbol of American history, the beginning of the Philadelphia Mintmark era, and a hidden treasure among pocket change. Coin shows, auctions, and online marketplaces are filled with collectors searching for the perfect 1982 P quarter. Part 15, Conclusion and Call to Action. So now you know the story of the 1982 P quarter-dollar coin, a coin that at first seems ordinary but in reality is full of history, rarity, and incredible market value. From its design to its minting errors, from its grading importance to its record-breaking sales, this coin is a reminder that treasures are still hiding in plain sight. If you ever come across a shiny 1982 P quarter, do not just spend it, examine it carefully, because it might just be worth thousands or even close to $900,000. This is USA Coins 1, where we bring you the hidden stories of American money. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share with your fellow collectors. And remember, the next fortune might be sitting quietly in your pocket.